welcome to Disney and Beyond, your one-stop shop for all things Disney and pop culture. Today's Wednesday, it's the new home for the news day, and this week we're going to be looking at some film and gaming news. Probably won't be a hugely long video, but sit back, relax, grab some snacks, and we will get started with the news. Okay, so we will kick off with some film news. One of the biggest stories out at the moment is the fact that it was released yesterday that the Han Solo film does now have a title. And as you can see from the picture, that title is Solo, a Star Wars Story. The Han Solo film is the next in the standalone Star Wars movies. It centres around the young Han Solo, and it's been finished off directing-wise by Ron Howard. I was very, very excited when I found out that Ron Howard was taking over, because he is one of my favourite directors. He's done some fantastic films, in particular Apollo 13, which is a great film, one of my favourites. And yeah, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a really good film. I imagine it might be quite light-hearted, because Han Solo is quite a light-hearted character. I think it's due out in May next year. We haven't had that much information about it yet, but we do know that a trailer may be coming soon. There are rumours that it could be attached to The Last Jedi. Ron Howard has been tweeting out very obscure images of the different sets and things, and lots of different teasers in his tweets. So that's all been very exciting. So go check out his Twitter feed. But yeah, that Han Solo film, it's Star Wars. I'm going to be excited. I'm sure you guys are too. Obviously we've got The Last Jedi coming out in December, but the Han Solo film will be the next one in the sequence, and it's, you know, it's starting to pick up pace now that they've finished shooting and they had their wrap party last week. So a trailer should be imminent. So keep your eyes peeled for that. But it's exciting to know that it does now have a title. Sticking with sci-fi film news, another of the actors from the Avatar film has been confirmed in the sequels, and that's Giovanni Ribisi will be returning as Parker Selfridge. If you don't know who that was, if you haven't seen Avatar, Selfridge was the head of the RDA and obsessed with finding the unobtainium, which is the ore or the metal or mineral that is on the planet of Pandora. Pretty much goes to war for it with the Pandorans. So yeah, it's he's going to be coming back with a lot of the other cast. It's not sure how he's going to be in the film yet. It hasn't been announced what role he will play or what part he will play. But we know that there's a lot of the actors coming back. I did a video a short while ago mentioning Stephen Lang coming back. But there's also some new characters and some new actors being added. So yeah, Avatar 2 isn't out until the 18th of December 2020. And the other three films will be 2021, 2024 and 2025. So we've got a lot of Avatar to look forward to over the next, 8 years? But yeah, I thought it was kind of interesting that they are sort of bringing back these actors and these characters to the films. And Giovanni Ribisi is always a good actor anyway. As I say, we're not sure what he's going to be playing yet, but he is definitely going to be in the Avatar sequels. Okay, so now we're moving on to some film news surrounding the superhero movies. This week, a new trailer for Black Panther was released. If you don't know what Black Panther is, it's the next of the Marvel films to come out after, I think it's after Thor Ragnarok, sometime next year. I thought the trailer looked cool, and I thought I would share it with you guys right now.
I have seen gods fly. I've seen men build weapons that I couldn't even imagine. I've seen aliens drop from the sky.
Yeah.
But I have never seen anything like this. How much more are you hiding?
Hold up. Let's go.
We are home. My son, it is your time.
Show me my respect and bow down.
You get to decide what kind of king you are going to be. Don't freeze.
I never freeze.
The revolution will not be televised.
Show me my respect and bow down. We own ya. We own ya. We only getting started now. Cause we own ya. Everybody think they know me now. Cause we own ya. You and I'm a homie now. Cause we own ya.
I waited my entire life for this. The world's gonna start over. I'ma burn it all.
What happens now determines what happens to the rest of the world.
You will not be able to stay home, brother. You will not be able to plug in, turn on, and cop out.
Wakanda forever!
The revolution will not be televised.
Let's have some fun.
The revolution will be live.
Okay, so that looks really, really good. Looks action-packed. Looks very exciting. The Marvel films always do well. They've been kind of focusing on lesser-known characters this phase. Obviously, we had Doctor Strange, and now we've got Black Panther. We have already seen Black Panther. He was obviously in the Captain America Civil War film. But for those of you that don't know who Black Panther is, it is T'Challa from the Kingdom of Wakanda. He is the king of this sort of secret hidden city in Africa. He takes on the kings of Wakanda, take on the mantle of the Black Panther and protect the tribe and the city and the town, village, whatever you want to call it, from evil and from outsiders. They've got some great actors in this version. The special effects look great. They're very... the Wakandans are a very technologically advanced society. And you can see that clearly in the trailer. But I'm quite looking forward to Black Panther because I do like the character. I liked him in the cartoons. I liked him in the comics. He's had some great storylines in the comics. Was actually once married to Storm from the X-Men in the comics. So, obviously I won't be doing that here, because obviously X-Men is with Fox, and you get into the whole red tape and mess of copyright and rights to properties and all that kind of jibber jabber. But Black Panther does look very good, and I'm quite looking forward to that. I always look forward to the Marvel films. They haven't let me down yet, so hopefully this one won't either. But as I say, Black Panther is quite an unknown character if you're not into comic books and things. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they do it and where they go with that. But that is out next year. It seems to be the time of year for trailers, because also with the superhero films, Fox have released a new trailer for the New Mutants, and you can also check that out right here.
I'm gonna ask you a series of questions. I want you to respond truthfully. Have you ever hurt someone?
Yes. Have you ever experienced anything you'd consider abnormal? Yes. Last question. Do you know what mutants are? Did you know baby rattlesnakes are more dangerous than adult ones? They haven't learned how to control how much venom they secrete. All of you are dangerous. That's why you're here.
What is this place?
This isn't a hospital. It's a haunted house.
You've been through a lot. Get some rest.
Okay, so I am a big X-Men fan. I liked the original 2 movies. I liked X-Men First Class, even though the team for the First Class was a little bit off. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. I really loved the 90s cartoon, and I loved the 90s comics. I don't know too much about the New Mutants. My kind of X-Men knowledge is sort of the original mutants and, you know, the Wolverine era and all that, the 80s kind of team, the team that was in the cartoon. But, yeah, so the New Mutants, if you don't know, they are a group of young teenage, mutants. They were first created by Chris Claremont and artist Bob McLeod, I can't pronounce that name. They highlighted interpersonal and group conflict, as well as action and adventure, apparently, according to Wikipedia, and featured a large ensemble cast. So yeah, it was a big group, but the film, as you can see, the film thematically is very different from the other X-Men films. It's clearly trying to differentiate itself from the rest of the X-Men franchise. This is going to be about Magic, Wolfsbane, and some other teenage mutants coming to terms with their superpowers while they're inside a secret facility, basically. But to me, this looks very horror. It'll be a bold move from Fox. Obviously, when they did Deadpool, they found out they could do more mature superhero content. They could use the X-Men in a more mature way. They also followed that trend with the Logan film. Whether the New Mutants will follow that trend, I don't know. It certainly looks that way. How this is going to tie into the rest of the X-Men universe, I'm not sure. Because obviously we've got Legion TV show, and we've also got The Gifted, which is the new TV show that aired last week. Very good show, go check that out. I really, really enjoyed the first episode. First couple of episodes, actually. But yeah, that's really good. But yeah, the New Mutants definitely looks like it's going in a different direction from that trailer. Mashing up superhero and horror could be a good idea. It's been done in the comics. I can't think of any films. I guess the closest you would get is Spawn, maybe, or Blade. But yeah, it looks good. Very different. Be interested to see how different the final film will be. But it's certainly going to be an interesting one. Hopefully it will work. Fox are clearly trying to build a large shared X-Men universe. Perfect property to do it. But yeah, hopefully they won't go too far off base with this one and completely miss their demographic. But we shall see. It's out in April 2018. And as I say, we'll see how it goes. But that's not all that has been announced for the X-Men. It has also been announced, on top of the New Mutants trailer coming out, that the Gambit movie, starring Channing Tatum, is going to be coming out in February 2019. Now, this is a preliminary release slot for the film. May get pushed back because of various reasons, but it is slated for February 2019. Now, I like Channing Tatum. I like the character of Gambit. Gambit was one of my favourite X-Men in the cartoon and the comics. For those of you that don't know, he is the Cajun mutant that from New Orleans that basically can use kinetic energy to charge up various objects and make them explode. He can basically send their energy out of whack, and yeah, he usually uses playing cards to throw at people and they explode. He started off as a thief, joined the Brotherhood, and then joined the X-Men. Was actually in a long-term relationship with Rogue from the X-Men. But Channing Tatum as Gambit, that's an interesting casting choice. Not sure how that's going to work. I can't imagine Channing Tatum doing a Cajun accent, but there's a lot of times where actors have had to do things that I've thought that's not going to work, and it's worked out really well. So time will tell on that one, but it is good to know that the film is definitely going ahead. It'll definitely be an interesting one, and it's, as I say, it's slated for release in February 2019. So just over a year or so to wait, a year and 5 months to wait. So yeah, not too far away. And finally, on the movie news front, we are skipping over to DC, and they have released the final trailer for the Justice League movie coming out, and you can check that out right here as well.
Let's do it.
All right.
Take that as a yes.
What?
The ring.
The world remains in mourning after the death of Superman. Violence, acts of war, and terrorism are all on the rise.
I had a dream. It was the end of the world.
Invasion.
I think it's something more. Something darker.
We're asking people we don't know to risk their lives.
Strong man is strongest alone. You ever heard that?
That's not a saying. That's the opposite of what the saying is. Divided. We are not enough.
The world needs Superman. I made him a promise. This is why I brought you together.
Ride ain't over yet.
My man.
Oh, awesome. As a bat signal, that's your... Oh, sorry. That's your signal. That means we have to go now.
Yeah, that's what that means.
It's so cool.
Now, I think I've made it pretty clear in other videos that this is one film that I am not looking forward to, and for me to say that is quite huge. I am a huge DC fan, always have been. I've got a huge stack of comics from DC. I've got, loads. I am a huge DC fan, I'm a huge Batman fan, but Warner Brothers have just ruined the franchise. This film, the trailer, just looks complete rubbish. It looks like a CGI mess. Zack Snyder was in charge and he had to leave for personal reasons, family tragedy, and Joss Whedon was brought on the project. I was excited to hear that Joss Whedon was coming to the project. He did a fantastic job with the Avengers, but Joss Whedon can also sometimes be a bit of a one-hit wonder, and when you really analyse the Avengers, it's not as good as it first appears. Obviously, he's got experience with large casts and ensemble casts and bringing those together and giving everyone equal screen time and etc., but the vision of it is still Zack Snyder, and I just don't like his films. I just don't like... He's all bells and whistles. It's all show, no substance. And unfortunately, every single film he's done so far has suffered from that. And I really like Ben Affleck as Batman. I didn't like the direction they took the Batman character, but I did like his portrayal of Batman. And that Batman v Superman was awful. Just awful. The only decent thing out of it was Ben Affleck. And Wonder Woman was great. I really, really liked Wonder Woman. Really enjoyed it. Surprisingly so, actually. But the casting is just, for the rest of the characters, is just wrong. And the fact that Ben Affleck will be leaving Batman, and then they're going on to do a Flashpoint reboot, and rebooting the whole DC cinematic universe already. It's just a complete waste of time, They do so good with the direct-to-DVD cartoon animated films that I don't know how they just get the live-action ones so wrong. I think Warner Brothers have a nasty habit of interfering too much in the production of the DC films. It happened in the past with the Batman films. That's why Tim Burton left the original Batman franchise. That's why Batman and Robin ended up being the mess that it was. Just too much studio interference. And I think they also don't employ the right people to be in control of these properties. But I could rant for ages about the DC Cinematic Universe, and I know in the comments, if people watch this, I'll probably get called a Marvel fanboy or whatever, and that might be true. I love the Marvel films, but I would love the DC films if they were to do them properly. But anyway, the Justice League final trailer is dropped, and it is out very, very, very soon. I will still go and see it, despite my misgivings and despite my apprehension for it. But needless to say, I'm not that excited about it. Okay, so moving on to some quick fire gaming news, as this video is turning out to be longer than I originally thought it would be. The biggest news at the moment is probably Battlefield 1. EA and DICE have released some information about the Turning Tides DLC. Apparently, it's going to be a split DLC, so there's 4 new maps coming, 2 of which will be out in December, and 2 will be out in January. The 2 that are out in December are currently on the CTE. So if you've got access to the CTE, you can play Cape Hells and Akibaba. I think it's Akibaba or something like that is the other map. It's a white box version of the map. So it's basically just the layout and the buildings and things. There will be no textures or anything like that. It's basically just a white box version. Very, very, very early game version of the maps. But those 2 are coming out in December with the DLC. We're also getting 6 new weapons. I know that the Browning is going to be the gun for the support class. I think there's the C96 automatic for the assault class and an automatic pistol. I can't remember the name of it. But there's also the Carcano rifle for the sniper, and some other ones. It's 6 of them. If you check out, I'll leave a link in the description below for the information on the EA and DICE website. But we're also getting a new elite class, which will be the Infiltrator class. Sounds quite interesting. You are going to be able to hide in plain sight and act as a mobile spawn point for your team, as well as calling in airstrikes. So I think it's going to be a pretty cool class to play. It sounds similar to classes they've done in past Battlefield games. That's not all we're getting. We're also getting new vehicles, a new airship, which will be a smaller, more manoeuvrable version of the big behemoth airship, and some new ships for the naval combat maps. I've been putting the pictures up on screen so you can see all the concept art and all that, and as I say, I will leave the link in the description below for the rest of the information. And finally, we've had 2 big new games out this week. South Park Fractured But Whole has finally released. I've been waiting for that game for such a long time. It got delayed and delayed and delayed, but it is finally here. That came out yesterday. Haven't had a chance to play it yet because I've been doing some research for the video, and obviously now I'm shooting the video. But as soon as I've done this, I am going to be playing on it. I love the South Park Stick of Truth. Was a great game. Spent a long time playing it. I think I actually managed to complete the whole game. I think I collected everything in the end. But yeah, I'm really, really looking forward to the Fractured But Whole. Can't wait to get on it. The clips I've seen, the gameplay that I've seen, does look absolutely amazing. It looks hilarious as hell. And yeah, really, really looking forward to playing on that. But also this week, today, in fact, GT Sport released, which is the next Gran Turismo game. Again, Gran Turismo has always been one of my favourite games. I can sink hours and hours into that game. I've always loved it. That is out today, and it looks amazing. Again, it's a game I've been waiting for a long time. It's been so long since we last had a Gran Turismo game. But that is finally out, and they are the 2 big games out this week. On the PlayStation, and obviously South Park is on PC and Xbox as well. Okay, so that's it from me today. I haven't covered any news videos because any news videos? I am doing a news video. I haven't covered any TV news because the TV full season is just gearing up to begin. All the TV shows are sort of out in the next couple of weeks or so. So there will be plenty for me to talk about on the TV front in the next pop culture news video. But I hope you enjoyed this one. It's been a relatively average length one. Not too long, not too short. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, hit that thumbs up button, as it really does help us out and is very, very much appreciated. Also, if you don't want to miss any more Disney and Beyond content, whack that subscribe button, as again, it really does help us out and is very much appreciated. Leave your comments below, let me know what you think of all the stuff that I've covered. What do you think about Fox's new direction for the New Mutants? Are you looking forward to playing the new games that are out? Have you got access to the CTE to play the new Turning Tides maps? Let me know in the comments below. But as I say, that's it for this week. There will be a Friday feature. Not going to tell you what it is, but there is going to be one this week. And there'll be an extra special video next week. Again, not going to tell you what it is, but it will be very, very funny. Very, very hilarious. And it's very, very Halloween-centric. And I am literally pooping my pants. But you can check that out next week. But until then, to infinity and beyond.